Robert Granados. Just wondering how stable the tremolo is on that thing. And what do you think about the blackouts? Let's see, what else? Yeah, it's a long message. Why didn't you go with passives? Yeah, so the tremolo, I've had this guitar for a few months now, and I mean, hasn't gone out of tune. I haven't had to retune it even, which is pretty cool. I love the blackouts, like I said, and they still complement the wood extremely well, so I can't complain, honestly. Lorcan Ward, why 26 frets? For high fret access, do you use them, etc.? So the cutaway that I have here allows me to get up to the 26, no problem. I like having them for tapping because if I can, then if I'm up doing higher sweeps and stuff, I don't have to worry about that being out of range and stuff. So it just gives you a little bit more options. And I don't know, I just thought it'd be cool to have more frets. All my guitars have 24 except for my old Strat and my Tom Anderson and my Les Paul and a couple acoustics. I mean, all those have just like 21, so 24 is great, 26 is better. Colostin Plante, I have a question. Can I have that? I would love to give it to you, but no, I need this. Okay. Nick Darfect, how do you like Claas? How fast did they build your guitar, and how does it feel / sound compared to Ibanez and Fender? I love him. He's a great guy. I actually went to Vegas with him, and we had a great time and talked business and had fun, so it was cool. They built my guitar fairly quick, seeing how drastically different it is compared to 90% of other guitars out there. I took about 2 months to design it, and once I did have it designed, I sent it over to him. He tweaked some stuff, and it feels, compared to Ibanez and Fender, it feels very good compared to both of those. I have Ibanez and I have Fenders, and I'm a big fan of both companies, but this one I think has a little bit faster feel. It has a more versatile tone, I would say, and it's kind of like, for me at least, I'll record a rhythm on like my RG series, and then I'll do a solo on my S series, just because my RG is not as shreddy as my S, but it gets a nice tone for the low end, and I don't know, it's kind of, they have trade-offs. This is nice because I just sit there, I record my rhythm, bam, new track, do my solo, and I'm good. I don't have to switch out stuff, which is really nice and very convenient, especially for live shows. I have yet to play this live, but no doubt that it will conquer everything I need. Okay, and now let's go to the next one. Rick Rohn, I want to know what not having a head on it does, and what made you think I want to design a headless guitar. So all it really does is it adds the tuners down here, which is at the bridge, and it makes it, the reason I like it is, like I said, I hit my headstock on everything, and whether I'm a klutz, an idiot, or just unaware, I don't know, but that is something that always happens, and if you don't have locks, it bumps it out of tune, all sorts of crap like that. It dings up your headstock, and it's just not fun. It's stupid to have it if, that's a constant problem. I don't ever have that issue now. It's way nicer for space. I know how small of a detail it seems like it is, but it does make a difference. I haven't noticed any difference in the tone from my headstock not being there, if that makes sense. So I don't really see a necessity for it, and this guitar was all about being nothing but necessity. Guitar is to be, the fastest fish in the sea, basically. So I wanted it to just be totally essential. Everything on it has a reason, and there's nothing on it that's excessive or, I don't know, just for making people feel better about it. Like having a headstock, yeah, a lot more people probably would have liked it just because, it's what most people are used to, but there's nothing wrong with standing out. Okay, David Newland. What made you opt for 7 instead of 8 strings? Well, I have an 8 string, and that's made by Legator. It's, you know, it's okay. I just am not a huge fan of 8 strings. Like, the sound is cool. I do like the low end sound, but I feel like anytime I have one, it really draws a lot of my attention down to that 8th string and the 7th string. And I don't like being, I know it sounds weird to say I don't like being limited when it's like, well, you have an extra string then. But the way that I play it, it doesn't work for me very well. I like doing chords. I like having big chords and stuff. And if there's too much low end, like with the 8th string, it just kind of, it gets to be muddy. On this guitar, it might have been okay because I do have the maple high end, the maple top of it. I don't know. Everything I write is on my 7 though, so I just prefer 7 strings, to be honest. I just like the feel of them. I think that the actual size of the neck is like the perfect size for my hand personally. To each their own. I'll play an 8 string though for fun sometimes, but I don't know. Overall, I kind of like 7s more, I think. At the moment, at least. It could change, right? Josh Oddrish. Josh Odders. I don't know if I'm butchering your name. I see your name all the time. I don't know how to read it though. So why the mixture of wood? Once again, punchy low ends, rounded highs. Someone tagged their friend. Dustin Varner. How's the ease of access to that 26th fret? Very easy. It's extremely easy because this cutaway I had become really steep, and even the cut here, I wanted to start at the 24th fret because I really wanted to be able to not worry about my thumb getting in the way. And I know how weird that sounds, but it's been an issue for me before. Josh Clayton Johnson. How did you decide on such an obscure shape? Do you personally notice a difference in the ergonomics? Yes, huge difference. It's very comfortable. A lot of guitars that I've played, for instance, Mayones, I like Mayones a lot. They're killer guitars, and I mean they play like nothing, but they have a lot of them, or the ones that I've played, a lot of them had flat tops. Not all of them, I know that. So I didn't like flat tops. Got a rounded top right here. I made sure to round it. I wanted the wood out here because I wanted to be able to have one of the strap locks right here. And this is a good place to have extra size, I think. So the amount of wood that's down here is probably slightly less than is up here. And that's because I think the low end needs more room to be beefy. I think it needs that extra vibration to be able to come through. And it just happened that I didn't want to repurpose the wood over here to over here, since I wanted to be able to visibly see this. So I put it back here where it's not in the way, and it gives me a nice little armrest. The shape that I chose for a cutout around here is I like being able to access these tuning pegs really easily, and that's exactly what I can do without having something behind here like the rest of the body. The cutaway, obviously super easy access to the higher frets. Same thing with up here, so I can see, and so I can access these frets easier and tap more if I need to. If you're talking about shape as far as like the neck goes, I love the shape of the neck. I have a flat back, like I said, and then it's just rounded out at the tops and the bottom. A little bit thicker on top, so it has a little bit more low end on it. I have a heel here, so that way it's an easy transition for people that say, you know, I love the look of headless, but I don't like how they feel, because a lot of people say they feel like their hand slips off the neck when they go down. This one, though, you catch it, so you can make those really quick jumps to it, and it's like, you don't need to worry about that feeling, because I kind of had that too, and I'm sure you get used to it, but I didn't want to break in, period. I wanted to get this thing, and I wanted to rip on it. Mike Clark, wish me a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mike. I know I'm a little bit late, but happy birthday. Alright, well, I think that's about all the questions I had. So, see if there's anything else I want to say. One of the other things I did add to the shape that I didn't mention just now is the contour. to the back. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a contour. It's like a U shape basically here, and it's to fit your rib cage better, or your gut if you have one. It makes for a lot more comfort, and it holds your body better. And it seems like a small thing, but once again, I just really wanted to hit every single bass I possibly could, and making sure that the comfort on this thing was just optimal. I have a cutaway right here too, and it's very great, like against your chest. It doesn't dig into your chest cavity at all or anything like that for when you're sitting down and playing. Let's see if there's anything else. Another great thing about having this here is that it makes resting on your knee like super easy. You don't even need to hold it. If you haven't checked out my new video yet, it's called Domino. Just look up Domino Dylan Furr on YouTube, and you'll see this guitar in action. 100% raw audio. Sounds awesome. You get to hear it. Get to hear it gent, low end chords on clean channel, and you get to hear me solo, high end, low end, everything. Neck, middle, and bridge. So give it a listen. Here's the tremolo in action, everything else, and let me know what you think. You can go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you can. Subscribe if you haven't already. And go ahead and leave a comment down below if you have any more questions, and I'll be sure to see you guys next time.